With earnings just around the corner for Palantir, I realized that it's been about 5 years now since I started talking about this stock on YouTube. As you can see here, what Palantir do and the reason behind their current stock price. 57 views 5 years ago. Man, time just flies, doesn't it? And back then, for those who perhaps just got into Palantir and is getting on board the train now, well, we had to defend the stock. We had to say that this company is not a management consultant company, it's actually a software company. Look at the margins, because publications, Wall Street Journal, all of these, they were just dissing the company very, very hard. And I remember when growth slowed down and everybody was extremely bearish. They were trading below $10. Everything Money was talking about them being a $5 company and really standing behind that analysis. I was very bullish on this company. Talked about it being, they harness all of this data. They're really able to use it in a way. I saw it first at the Dell Technologies with all the silos that are between applications, but just using, data like the Industrial Revolution used oil. So the company is really growing nicely. I'm going to talk a bit about what I see in the future for this company as well. Just showing a comment here of one of the OGs, Doom Charlotte. A lot of you probably recognize this guy if you followed Palantir for a long time. He would comment Palantir to the moon on every single post about Palantir on Reddit and on most YouTube videos as well. Wherever the guy is, I hope he's enjoying life now. I'm certain he does. He hopefully got in big early. So where are we today? Well, in my mind, there's no doubt that Palantir will one day be a $1 trillion company. Just the way that they are growing, with the rule of 40 being 80 something for this company, adding together the profit margin and the growth. No other company is performing like this. And we see the stickiness still, with them being able to maintain and retain clients. This was also a big worry back in the day. Will they be able to continue to maintain these clients? What is going on? How quickly will they realize revenue from these deals sold? We know all of this now. And that's just amazing to see. Also how some companies have talked about Palantir on earnings calls, how they have adopted it in the commercial sector and just what it did to profit margins. So props to Palantir for really taking the advantage and accelerating growth. And how long will they be able to continue to maintain growth? Well, they are big in the enterprise segment. They are big in the government segment. We recently learned, police is using them in Sweden. That was a big reveal, and nobody wanted to comment on it. So they are doing a lot more deals than the ones that are being announced. As somebody who works selling data center hardware, I can say that most people don't want to be a reference. A few do, you have them public on your website like Palantir does, but a lot of these deals are just silent ones, and it's being reflected in the massive growth numbers. However, there is still big potential for a build out in the SMB market. This has not happened yet. They have hinted about it in the past, about modularizing the software, selling modules, smaller parts of it that can be used. And I'm certain this will happen in the future, but why focus on it now when they land such massive government and enterprise contracts? It makes no sense. The growth just continues, and I'm certain that at one point they will have a bad quarter and there will be a correction in the stock price, but that does not really bother me, you know. Like, my average price on this company is $14, I think, something like this. And I also think that a split is likely in the near future. They are very friendly towards retail investors. They have a very charismatic CEO, and Karp, he knows that traders like to see smaller numbers when they do the trade for some reason. I don't know why that is, but hey, that's how it is. So perhaps every single share will be 2 shares, and then, you know, price will be lower. That's why we don't really look at price, we look at market cap. So 400 billion right now. For them to be a $1 trillion company, well, they need 600 billion more in market cap to get there. Certainly, you know, very feasible for a technology giant. They had massive growth, 100% over last year here of 2025, just, you know, slightly above that. And that's not even the biggest share price appreciation that a growth stock had in 2025. There were a few stocks that didn't even have positive earnings that outperformed that. So price to earnings below 400 now, interestingly enough. And this will normalize in time as well, as massive growth, and this growth is hugely profitable. So this means that they will likely grow into this number. And this is the only hate that I'm still seeing from Palantir today. That's, you know, the high price to earnings. And it makes sense to look at price to earnings for slow growing companies. It's a backward looking financial statistic, and it makes sense if there's no and slow growth. But when a company grows this rapidly, then we need to estimate out into the future, you know, forward PE, and give, you know, a higher valuation. You can't value a company with insane growth the same level you would your local supermarket that increases sales by 7% a year and has 2% margin. That makes zero sense. Some growth is worth more than other types of growth, and Palantir certainly shows that in terms of share price. Alright, that's been it for this video, talking a little bit about Palantir. I know it's been a long time since I covered this stock. It's very saturated now on YouTube with people talking about it. Back in the day, you know, 5 years ago, there were very few of us, and now it's become a popular stock. But let me know in the comments below if there's a specific business area that you want me to do a deep dive in. If you want me to talk about Foundry or Gotham or API, whatever it might be, I could do a specific video on just that topic as well, just for the nostalgia. And man, it's been a great ride. Alright, that's been it for this video, and as always, hope you guys make a ton of money, whatever investments you decide to make. Take care now, bye bye.